from. We're broadcasting from the Ridge here in Umhlanga. It's a beautiful part of this gorgeous town. So it's nice to be here, and I hope you're enjoying this view that you've got on your screen as the sun finally starts to break out. Still a bit chilly and windy, but it's okay. We still love you, KZN. We know it's always summer here, just not today for some strange reason. Anyway, today the General Airports Council International, or the Airports Council International, I beg your pardon, is going to be having its conference that starts today. It's a regional conference for all African airports that are run, and basically guidelines that are set out for the running of airports. Now, you know, we look at South African airports and we really do exceptionally well when it comes to global standards. We've been talking about that and bragging about it all morning. But when you look at the rest of Africa, there are huge challenges, and there's a long way for African airports to actually get up to the level of where South Africa is. I think obviously hosting the World Cup did us an absolute boost when it came to refurbishing our airports, but it's something that we really need the continent to follow suit with when it comes to getting up to those standards. Ali Tounsi is the Secretary General for the Airports Council International, but he runs actually the Africa division, so he can really talk about how Africa is faring when it comes to global standards. Ali, thank you for being with us. It's good to have you on Morning Live.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
What is ACI's role in Africa?
Yes, thank you. ACI, in fact, it's the Association of Airports in Africa, and we have something like 2 airports as member in 48 countries. And our role is to strengthen our airports and to go for excellence in management, in safety and security, and quality of service.
Yeah.
So we are helping our members. We defend their cause with other stakeholders. So we are the voice of African airports.
What are some of the programs that have been introduced into African airports to ensure that they do get up to the international standards?
Yes, we have a lot, but mainly looking that we are facing a lot of problem of safety and security. We can say that the worst in the world in terms of incident and accident. So the main program is to help airports to ameliorate safety. So through that we have the Apex program, which is a non-profitable and volunteer program that bring a group of experts to one airport to make a review, and with this review we go through everything in the airport and looking for gaps, and after that we ask the airport manager to set the program to fill the gaps. And it's friendly audit. Friendly audits that gives a very, very good result, and now with something like 10 airports already visited, we have a lot of amelioration in terms of safety. This is one of the biggest program we are doing, but there is other ones in terms of quality of service. The ISQ program, we have a lot of training, and so.
Yeah. You know, we look at some of the African airports, and for people that have travelled within Africa, I think they can relate to the conversation that we're having. But for those that don't, yeah, I mean, there are international standards surely of what an airport should be, and a lot of the airports in the continent are not even remotely at those standards or abiding by those standards. And I'm sure many of them will be represented here at this conference. What can you do? What is your authority to change things and make things different and safer for passengers to actually travel into these airports?
Yeah, in fact, just to note, in Africa there is a lot of difference between airports. Here, for example, in South Africa, airports are very well managed, very good, and matching standards. But other in Africa, there is a lot of small airports, under 1 million passengers a year, and there is no infrastructure. Say the requirement and standard are not matching. So our role is to help them through a lot of program, mainly training. So we give a lot of free training, and also we try to help them with best practice and documentation and so. But you should know that it's related to the dimension of the airport. When there is no traffic, then there is no money. So if there is no money, There is no airports are very expensive, and when there is no resources, nothing can go well.
It's a big challenge, I imagine, ahead of this conference, and a lot to talk about when it comes to airports in Africa. I'm sure some of you have travelled, you've experienced different African airports. We'd love to hear from you. Which countries have you landed in? Which airports have you experienced here on the continent? Not around the world. We're talking here on the African continent. Some that have stood out for you, some that are particularly of a high standard, and some that really shocked you when you landed in that country. I'd love to hear from you. Please do write to us at Morning Live SABC. That's our Twitter handle. Ali Tounsi, thank you for being our guest. Good luck with the conference. I hope you achieve a lot out of it over these next couple of days. Let's take a break. We'll see you after this.